Hey everybody, I wanted to make a short video on cognitive dissonance, which is one of the topics in our chapter this week. And to do that, I'm going to use this thing. This is our steel drum pan. Strangely enough, I actually started playing in the steel drum band at the University of Oklahoma. And dissonance, from a musical perspective, dissonance, here's a G, here's an A. Those two on the piano would be, next to each other as white keys. When they're struck together, they're out of tune. Dissonance, cognitive dissonance, I like to think of the same way. We have attitudes about an infinite number of things. Attitude being an evaluative belief about something in particular. So, we'll have an attitude about one thing, we'll have an attitude about another thing, but every now and then, those two things run together. So just like the G by itself is fine, the A by itself is fine, but at times they're non-parallel, they intersect. And those points of intersection create dissonance. And so kind of an old story and a recent story came to mind when I was thinking about this. We moved to Texas in 1999. Moved from Arkansas, had been there for a couple years. When we got to Texas, now this is also in the days of the X-Files. So, government conspiracy and all that stuff was a big deal. But I remember going to get the driver's license in Texas. And we showed up and went through the line and we did all the preliminary stuff. And they said, well, where's your insurance card? I'm like, why do you need that? They said, well, in Texas, it's required. And they also said, and we're going to have your thumbprint. So had to leave and go get the insurance card. And as I was driving, I was really kind of irritated about the thought of having to give my thumbprint. Again, X-Files, cataloging me for the alien invasion. Why did they need my thumbprint? At that time, fingerprints, those are things that you kind of give up when you get arrested, when you have a criminal record. Well, I'm not a criminal. Why should I have to give them my thumbprint? What business does the government have in having my thumbprint? So I was really kind of irritated, and as I was driving home to get the insurance card, I realized what was happening was I had two different viewpoints. And so then I started thinking about all the advantages maybe of giving my thumbprint. If everybody had to give their thumbprint, and someone broke into our house and the police were able to lift the thumbprint, well, that would be a good thing to have that in a database and we could find the person who did it. If I was in some kind of horrible accident and all that was left of me was my thumb, and they could take the thumbprint and find out that it was me and give it to my loved ones to say, well, not the thumb, but the information to say, hey, he's gone, that would be a good thing. So by the time I got back to actually do the driver's license, I'd kind of resolved those two things. So cognitive dissonance, again, we have attitudes, opposing attitudes. Every now and then they're not parallel and they run into each other. And at that intersection, it creates problems. In our brains, we don't like to be inconsistent. I don't want this and this, because here, people are going to see that as inconsistent. In my mind, it's going to be inconsistent. Just last week, I was driving to school, kind of late, getting breakfast, and I was like, well, I'm going to stop. Now, I've had a long-time love affair with donuts, and I've had a long-time love affair with getting good deals and not spending a lot of money. I think I inherited that from my mother, who grew up in the Depression, and getting good deals and not being wasteful has always been an important thing. So as I was driving to school, I opted not to go to the university's cafeteria, which I could have gotten a full breakfast with eggs and sausage and just everything, juice and milk and everything, for about $3.50. So I went to a brand new donut place, went in, ordered a fritter, ordered a Long John filled, got a little bottle of Diet Dr. Pepper. And when this couple, it was obvious that they're probably about my age, that this is their small business. And it looked like it was a husband and wife, and they were very pleasant and greeted me. And when they rang it up, it came out to be $7.12. Now, Oklahoma, they do sales tax on things that they don't do in Texas. But immediately when I thought that, $7.12, good grief, I could have gotten a complete meal at the school cafeteria for less than half of that. Again, so my love affair with the donuts and my love affair with saving money, we kind of intersected right there. And before I even got out to the car, I said, nope, that's okay. Because in the process of supporting these entrepreneurs, the small business owners, I'm actually helping them succeed in their business. So would I do $7 donuts with a Dr. Pepper every single day? No. But would I be okay occasionally kind of spending a little bit more to help small business owners? Absolutely. Again, so those are just a couple examples of dissonance, cognitive dissonance, when the attitudes are not in tune with each other. And I kind of, that we have to resolve those things in our head to bring about a better sound and an alignment and an understanding of those different attitudes. So I hope that helps. Take a look at cognitive dissonance. Again, it's one of those topics to study and think about this week. That's it. Thanks.